one person has been shot dead during a service delivery protest in Tembisa in Ekurhuleni. Residents embarked on a shutdown today. Earlier, a truck was set alight on the R21 highway. Roads leading in and out of the township were barricaded. Officials say they're working at ensuring that calm in the area prevails as the situation remains volatile. Right, let's get more on this story. We'll cross to SABC News reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa. Very good afternoon to Mbalenhle. Just describe to us what's happening in Tembisa and the kind of policing that you're seeing there.
Okay. Good afternoon, Zinga. There is heavy police visibility in Tembisa, where residents have decided to take to the streets after the mayor of Ekurhuleni did not show up to what was meant to be a community engagement. Instead, she was represented, or her office was represented by various MMCs. They were rather unhappy about this and decided to carry on today. It seems this time around it's just community members and no one is actually claiming, or there are no organizers, and no one seems to be behind this protest action that we're seeing, which is at the heart of this protest are issues of electricity rate increases. I'm going to try and speak to one of the residents here, but we are joined by Ekurhuleni Mayor for MMC for finance, as well as MMC for community safety, who we will be speaking to shortly. But we need to just first speak to the resident who's also joined us here, just to talk about the issues. Mama Juliet Nteke, thank you so much for your time. Mama, what are the reasons for coming out here and protesting in this way? What's the problem?
The problem is service delivery. We are paying a lot of money for electricity, and then even the water went up. We were getting free water on a monthly basis and free electricity of 100 rands. So everything has stopped. And then last time we had a march, we called the mayor, and then she said she'll come last week. I forgot the date. So she never pitched. So that is why the people are angry, because she never attended our grievances.
There you have it. One of the residents just talking about the fact that part of their unhappiness is based on the fact that they it seems as though the city of Ekurhuleni has discontinued the 100 basic electricity. Well, it's 100 units, and it's part of the basic electricity, as well as a certain amount of liters that are then given to residents for free. This has then obviously contributed to a significant increase in terms of the rates that are paid at the end of the month to the city of Ekurhuleni. We're joined by the MMC for finance, Ufanyana Nkosi, who's going to talk to us about the reasons why this decision has been made.
Yeah, thank you very much, and greetings to the residents as well as the viewers at home. We didn't take away the free units. Obviously, we regulated by National Treasury. National Treasury has been telling us for past 5 years that we have to reduce our free basic services to our residents. We've budgeted 4.5 billion rand for our indigents. They still get 50 kilowatts of electricity every month, but for registered indigents. So we urge our residents to go out and register for indigents. Whoever's telling them we've taken that away, it's actually misleading the community. And we still give them 6 kiloliters of water every month for registered indigents. We also increase the threshold of the income that you get as a household for you to qualify as an indigent, which is 7,400. Before it was less than that. We have also, in terms of your property, if your property is less than 250,000 rand, automatically you become an indigent. So whoever says we have taken away is actually misleading the community.
So what I hear you saying is that these free basic services are no longer for ordinary masses, but they're just only reserved for indigents. Is that what you're saying? Because it seems as though residents are complaining about the fact that it's just indigents who get this, because they used to also get these free basic services and they're no longer getting them because they haven't really registered for the indigent status.
Yes, it's only for registered indigents. Remember, in terms of the service that we provide, we also pay Excom and we pay rent water, and our resident encouraged to pay for their services. That's why we're saying those who cannot afford. In the past it was a blanket approach, and now we say those who cannot afford. We look after for those who cannot afford. That's why we say for registered indigent, and we encourage them to go and register.
So, I mean, at this stage, was this decision communicated with residents? Because it seems as though residents are unhappy. And when was the decision made in terms that, only indigents would qualify for these free basic services and that everyone else wouldn't?
Yeah, before you pass the budget, you have what you call integrated development plan, where you go out to the public and you discuss what is going to happen in the budget, and you also tell them what's going to be in the budget. So we discussed that in our public meetings before we passed the budget. So the community knew, those who came to our public participation, they knew what's coming into the budget. So it was discussed before it was passed in council.
Now, your thoughts? I mean, this decision has led people into the streets, and you've seen the scenes out of here, and someone has actually died from the protest. What are your thoughts on this? Because it seems as though there's a lot of unhappiness on the part of community members here.
Yeah, no, we had a meeting with the community forum who are distancing themselves right now from this protest. From where I'm standing is just criminal elements creeping in to what basic. I can understand the frustration of the community, but there are criminal elements now creeping in what are actually important residents as concerns.
And what makes you say that these are criminal elements that have taken over? Because it seems as though it's community members, unhappy community members, who decided to embark on a protest of their own without being led by Tembisa Forum.
When we were there in the meeting on Friday, giving the response obviously coming from the mayoral committee, some elements says no, we're going to shut down because they're not happy with what we are saying to them. So I think they took an opportunity, some of the elements, to actually creep in there of what we responded to.
And now, okay, sure. Okay, but why is it the mayor did not come and speak to the residents? Because it's also what sparked the anger and the protest that we're seeing right now.
I doubt that was the reason for that the mayor didn't come.
That's what the residents are saying.
I'll unpack it for you. The mayor has a mayoral committee. Everything that if it concerns finance, the mayor will come to me. I'll have to explain to her. So she deployed me directly because those are finance issues. She deployed someone who deals with energy because there's issues of electricity. She deployed an MMC for energy to respond to the energy issues directly. So the mayor has a number of mayoral committee that deals with these issues.
So it seems as though there's a municipal office that has been burnt and 2 municipal cars. Your thoughts on this?
Like I said, it's like if you're protesting for service delivery, why then you burn down the things that to make that carries out those service delivery mandates?
Thank you so much. MMC for community safety. As you can see, it seems as though residents are adamant that they're going to intensify the protest action if there is no response and if they're not addressed and if their concerns are not addressed. What are you going to do in terms of trying to ensure that calm is restored in this community?
Well, as my colleague has indicated right now, we have made a platform available for residents to come and voice out their issues. They chase them away. We have actually now been trying to establish contact with this Tembisa Community Forum, who are now distancing themselves from what is happening here. So from our security point of view, we want to be very clear to South Africans and to the people of Tembisa that this is going to be met with the seriousness that it deserves. No amount of frustration can lead people to this thing. It's a state of anarchy, where council buildings are being burned down, where the police stations are being burned now. Now this is no longer issues of them wanting to voice out their issues. It's criminal activities, and we call upon residents of Tembisa. We call upon taxi associations, traditional leaders to come to the fore and claim their streets back, because this can never be service delivery issues. We would want to make sure that they take their streets back. We're here, EMPD is here, SABC is here as force multiplier, and we'll make sure that the people of Tembisa, whilst people reserve the right to protest, but people of Tembisa got the right to dignity and to distance from themselves from this particular issue. So what we want to say is that we call upon them to exercise their rights with quiet restraint and make sure that they do that with also a responsibility. We are of a view that this thing is hijacked, and we will pay a close attention to it. If push comes to shove, we'll get to the bottom.
I have one question because I'm running out of time. So you're saying that, okay, please confirm what buildings were destroyed, what buildings were burnt, because we hear that it's a council office and 2 cars, and you're also saying that there's a police station. We haven't really gotten confirmation. Are you able to talk to us about that? And are you able to give us more information on the victim who died earlier today, the circumstances around which he died, where and why was he shot, who shot at him? Was it the police? What exactly happened there?
Yeah, the first thing is our office at Rabasutu, which is at SABC. The police are actually there right now. We just got also reports that police station has been burned. We haven't confirmed that. We are yet to find the details in relation to that. We can confirm that there's one of the residents who died earlier in the morning, and circumstances that led to that, according to the reports that we're getting from our officers on the ground, is that that particular individual were actually attacking officers with a petrol bomb, and those officers had to retaliate, and it unfortunately led to this situation, which we have been condemning, to say people must exercise their rights, but they must do so with responsibility and respect to the rule of law, because this could have been avoided.
Was live ammunition used? I mean, when police were protecting themselves, what exactly did they use to protect themselves?
We are yet to we've just arrived on the scene right now. We are yet to investigate, and I'm sure we'll revert back to you with more details as to what actually transpired there.
So was it a rubber bullet that was shot at close range, or was it live ammunition? Do we know what the cause of the death was?
Well, let's not speculate for now. As I'm saying, we are yet to meet with the officers. They are on the ground. They will give us full details as to what happened, and we will divulge the details as we go. But we would want to also once again call upon our people to make sure that they respect the law enforcement officers in as much as they are exercising their rights. Let them do that within the confines of the law. We appeal to that so that we can avoid situations such as those, because they just so distasteful.
And the council office was also burned down, so it's the 2 buildings that have gone up in flames.
Yeah, we're going there right now. It's Rabasutu SABC. We understood that it was actually, there was an attempt to burn it down. We don't know if it happened, and I'm sure when we come back from there, we'll then be able to come back with more details.
No problem then. Thank you so much for speaking to us. We will be following them to get more information as to what buildings have been burned down. We will continue to give you the latest and give you a blow-by-blow account of what is happening here in Tembisa. It's back to you in studio.
For that update, Mbalenhle, and here on SABC News, in the 1 o'clock bulletin, we'll be speaking to the mayor of Ekurhuleni around this Tembisa shutdown.